Objectives for today: to simplify exponential expressions. And the learning targets are to add, subtract, multiply, and divide variables with exponents. X times x to the third power. If you have a variable that is the same in each expression, x and x to the third, when you multiply, you add the exponents together. That's a 1. It's not written, but it's still a 1. 1 plus 3 would be 4. The answer would be x to the fourth power. X to the second times x to the fifth. If your variables are the same, you have an x in each position. Add the exponents. 2 plus 5. Answer should be x to the seventh.
Okay, why are you doing this easy?
X to the second times x to the third times x to the seventh. The variable is the same all the way through. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 7 is 12. Answer should be x to the 12th. X to the sixth, x to the fifth, and x to the third. What should the answer be?
14.
X to the 14th. X to the 11th, x to the first, and x to the second. What should the answer be? X to the 14th. This is a 1 in this position here. So 11 plus 1 plus 2 would be x to the 14th. What should the answer be for this one?
17.
X to the 17th, that comes from 8 plus 4 plus 5. X to the 17th. Drop this one off. The solution for the practice problem, you have the same variable all the way through. 6 plus 4 plus 7 will give us x to the 17th. 3x squared times 4x to the third. You have the same variable in each one, but before that, you must look at the coefficients. The coefficients in this case are 3 and 4. Multiply the coefficients together first to get 12, and then add your exponents for the x. 2 plus 3 would be 5. The final answer would be 12x to the fifth. Multiply the coefficients first. 7x to the fifth times 6x to the third. Multiply the coefficients first. 7 times 6 is 42. The variables are the same, so keep the x and add 5 and 3. Answer should be 42x to the 8th. 4x squared times 3x. Multiply the coefficients first to get 12, and then add the exponents on the x's. 12x to the third is the answer. What should the answer be to this one?
30x to 6.
Right. To the seventh.
7.
30x to the 7th. 3 times 2 is 6, times 5 is 30. And then 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 7. 30x to the 7th. What should the answer be for this one?
72x to the third.
72x to the third, because 3 times 4 is 12, times 6 is 72, and then you have an exponent of 1 on each of the x's. Add those up to get a 3, 72x to the third. Drop this one off. The solution for the practice problem: 5 times 4 is 20, times 2 is 40, and add the exponents to get 7, 40x to the 7th. X to the 6th over x to the 2nd. Your variables are the same, but they're over top of each other. Look for the position of the largest exponent. 6 is the largest exponent. If it's on top, then simply write an x and subtract the exponents. 6 minus 2 would be 4. X to the fourth is the answer. You could also do it like this. X to the sixth is the same as 6 x's multiplied together, and x squared is the same as 2 x's multiplied together. Cancel top to bottom wherever you can, and what you're left with is 4 x's on the top, so it's x to the fourth by itself. X to the 12th over x to the 8th. The largest exponent is on top. That means your answer is going to contain an x and then whatever the exponent is. 12 minus 8 is 4, so the answer is x to the fourth. X to the fourth over x to the seventh. The largest exponent is on the bottom. If you have an exponent that is the largest on the bottom, put 1 on the top, x on the bottom, and then subtract. Large exponent minus small. 7 minus 4 is 3. So the answer would be 1 over x to the third. X to the fifth over x to the ninth. Largest exponent is on the bottom, so put an x on the bottom and a 1 on the top. And then subtract. 9 minus 5. So 1 over x to the fourth is the answer. X over x to the second. This exponent is 1. The largest one is on the bottom. So put a 1 on top, x on the bottom, and then 2 minus 1 is 1. But you don't write that. Never write an exponent of 1. The final answer is just 1 over x. Drop this one off. The solution to the practice problem, 15 is on the bottom. It's the highest one, so put an x on the bottom, 1 on the top. 15 minus 11 is 4. 1 over x to the fourth. Drop this one off. The solution for the practice problem, largest exponent is on the bottom, so put an x on the bottom, 1 on the top. 9 minus 3 is 6. 1 over x to the sixth. X to the third to the second power. The quantity squared of x to the third. You distribute the exponent from the outside to the exponents inside. Multiply. So the answer should be x to the sixth. It's no different than saying x to the third times itself. In that case, you would add the exponents, and the answer is still x to the sixth. Exponent on parentheses, multiply it by the exponents inside. X to the fourth to the seventh power, multiply the exponents. X to the 28th. What's the answer to this?
X to 15.
What's this?
X to 18. Oh, X, Y to 8.
I'd say x, y, x to 15. Because you have to add inside. Maybe.
X to 6.
Yes, distribute the 3 to each of the exponents inside the parentheses. So it would be 3 times 2 to get x to the sixth, and then 3 times 3 to get x to the ninth.
Plus 2 x's in there.
Distribute the 3 from the outside to each exponent on the inside. What's the answer to this?
X to 8x or Y to 10.
Yes. Drop this off. The solution to the practice problem, distribute the 3 to each exponent inside. You should have x to the third, y to the sixth. Drop this one off. The solution for the practice problem, distribute the 2 from the outside to the inside to get x to the 12th, y to the sixth. X to the third over y to the second. That quantity squared. You're going to do the same thing as you did in the last set of problems where the exponent on the outside is distributed to the ones on the inside. So you would have x to the 6th, y to the 4th for an answer. Distribute the 2 from the outside to the exponents on the inside.
That's it.
X to the 6th over y to the 4th. X to the 4th over y to the 2nd, all of that to the 3rd power. Distribute the 3 to the exponents on the inside. You'll have x to the 12th over y to the 6th. What's the answer to this one?
X to the 20th over y to the 8th.
That's right.